Okay, our next formula, V final squared equals V initial squared plus 2AD. So that's this formula right here. Okay, couple things to remember. This gives you the velocity final squared. So just make sure if you want velocity final, when you're done, you square root it. That's a problem that people make. So this formula will notice that if you have v initial, your acceleration and your distance, you can find that final speed. That's why we would use this one. Okay, let's give this one a try. Determine the final velocity of a car that starts at 22 meters per second, accelerates at 3.78 meters per second squared for a distance of 45. So let's write out what we know. Need a pen first. Okay, so we know our initial speed because it starts at 22 meters per second. We know our acceleration is 3.78 meters per second squared. And we know our distance is 45 meters. What we're trying to find is final velocity. Okay. So what is the formula that relates initial, acceleration, and displacement? That is this formula, V final squared equals V initial squared plus 2AD. Okay, so putting in the values that we know. V initial, we said, was 22 meters per second. We're going to square that. Plus 2 times the acceleration. The acceleration was 3.78 meters per second squared. See if I can move this out of the way correctly. There, 2A, and my distance is 45 meters. Okay. V final squared. Okay. Here I'm going to get meters per second squared, meters squared per second squared. Here I'm going to get meters times meters is meters squared per second squared. So my final is going to be meters squared per second squared. Does that make sense? Well, this is a speed squared, or a velocity rather squared. Here's velocity squared. Well, guess what? That's meters squared per second squared. We're in a good place. We've probably done this correctly. Okay. So now you need to get out your calculator. You need to go 22 squared. Then go plus 2 times 3.78 times 45 equals. And you should get your final answer. Sorry, you should get a answer, 824.2. We are not done. Now we need to square root both sides. Because here I have v final squared. I just want v final. Okay? So we need to square root. Again, make sure you are taking that time to show that you can do this on your calculator. Okay? And if there's a problem, send me a text or an email. Okay? When I square root meters per second squared, I should just get meters per second. Let's go back and look at significant digits. 2, 3, 2. Least number of significant digits. So I can have 2. So that would be 29 meters per second. Okay. That's our final answer.